Hello and welcome to this week's Horse Racing Ireland's 5 to Follow. This weekend we have racing at Tramore on Saturday and we have Listowel and Kilbeggan on Sunday. So Martin, last weekend we had great racing at the Curragh, really competitive, big fields.
Yes, it was great racing, Sarah. We had 2 winners and a second, so we didn't do too badly. Good performance by Magician to win the 2,000 guineas for Aidan O'Brien yet again. And of course, Just the Judge then won for England on Sunday. Very good racing at the weekend. And while it's not such high quality this week, of course, we still have lots of racing to look forward to with the English Derby, of course, the main event in England tomorrow.
Yep.
Now, we were looking at Tramore for tomorrow on Saturday for your first selection.
I am indeed, yes. I'm going to go to the 5:15, the Annestown Handicap. It's rated 47 to 65. I've selected Sword of Honour in this race, trained by Pat Flynn. Danny Grant obviously takes the ride. Now, Pat isn't in bad form lately. He had a winner at Gorham Park on Thursday, and obviously he is a bit of a specialist around Tramore. He always is quite successful. Sword of Honour has got a bit of form. Hasn't had his head in front for quite some time, but I'm just hoping that he is going to be fit from his recent runs.
Well, yes, and I see Danny Grant taking the ride. Danny was back in action with a double there at Gordon Park on Thursday. He was riding in India over the winter months, so obviously he's a very good rider around Tramore, and that sounds like a good selection. For the second selection, then we're going to Listowel on Sunday, the 2nd of June, and the ground here, strangely enough, is actually heavy. Everywhere else seems to be good to firm, but it's fairly heavy down in Listowel. And we have in our second selection, the 340, the Jackie and Jean Handicap. I'm going to go for a horse here called More Than a Feeling, trained in Monstrevan by Christy Donoghue and the mount of Mark Monaghan. Now, this runs in a mile handicap, a very open race. Lucky Kitten is going to be well fancied for Dermot Weld, although it's up £14 from his last win at Gordon Park. And also we have Jackamill for John Walsh stable, won well at Limerick last time and will like the soft ground. But More Than a Feeling is very consistent. It's won 2 of her last 10 races, was 4th at Navan last time out over a mile and a quarter. I think the shorter trip will suit. I think she is a good each way value around 5 or 6 to 1 in what is a very open race. Okay. We're going to stick at Listowel then for our third selection. It comes in the 440, the Croomhouse Stud Handicap, over a mile and 6. Now in this race, Marchese Marconi from the Aidan O'Brien yard is sure to be favoured. Won well at last time out at Killarney and also won before that at Limerick. However, it does have top weight, and maybe a bit of value might be John Bleehan's mare, Fleur de Nuit, ridden by Declan McDonough. Yet to win this year, although she was second at Clonmel last time, which was quite a good performance, and before that was third at Leopardstown. Very consistent mare, should be around 3 or 4 to 1. I think a bit of value maybe to beat the favourite. Now also on Sunday, Sarah, we have good national hunt racing at Kilbeggan, and you've won for us there in one of the races?
Yes, I'm going to go to the Athlone Handicap Hurdle. Now, I'm going to go with the Never a Secret, trained by Hugh Finnegan. John Tobin's riding and taking £7 off. Now, she's been placed a couple of times lately at Kilbeggan. She seems to like the track, handles it really well. Obviously, the only concern would be the ground has changed an awful lot during the week. It has gone, quite fast in Kilbeggan, so that would be a concern. Castletown Bridge, trained by Gordon Elliott, is obviously going to probably, well, you'd imagine would go off favourite, but once again, I haven't gone with him due to the fact that although he won last week in Sligo, the ground was heavy that day and it's, completely changed. So I'm going to stick with Never a Secret, probably an each way bet.
Yeah. I think it's good value actually, because I think it's very important. Kilbeggan is very much a race course, horses for courses.
Yeah,
so once it's showing good form on it, I think that's very important. And also then our 5th selection at Kilbeggan in the 450, a very good beginner's chase this, the Mullingar beginner's chase. And the likely favourite here is the Real Article from Edward O'Grady, formerly a top hurdler. Didn't do all that well over fences during the winter months. Will do a lot better, of course, with the ground in its favour now, and the mount of Barry Geraghty should go very well. But for a bit of value here, I'm going to go for Tom Taft's, a horse called Heaney. He ran quite well in his first chase at Punchtown there a couple of weeks ago, when 5th to Felix Younger, and was a very good beginner's chase. He's going to be ridden by Paul Townend on this occasion. Likes good ground, won a couple of races over hurdles last year, especially at Gordon Park. 2.5 mile trip won't be a problem for him, and he's got a good each way chance again. I think about 4 or 5 to 1. The likes of 6 Stone Ned and maybe Plan A could run very well in this race as well. But it is an open race. The Real Article will be favoured, but for me, I think Heaney each way is the way I'd like to go. Now also, of course, Sarah, we have racing next week, and where are we going next week?
Yeah, next weekend on Saturday we have Navan, and on Sunday we have the Curragh to look forward to. But we just got to mention as well the English Derby's on obviously tomorrow. We've 7 Irish runners in it, which is brilliant.
Absolutely, 7 out of 12, sir. So hopefully we've a good chance of winning it. And I suppose all eyes will be on Down Approach.
Absolutely.
He's going to be bid to become the 4th horse since 1989 to win the English 2000 Guineas and the Derby in the same year. Of course, Camelot achieved it last year, and we had See the Stars a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so.
And of course, his sire, New Approach, won the race in 2008. A lot of talk about maybe he won't stay the trip the way he's bred on the dam side, but I think he's such a relaxed horse. He has obviously a first-rate chance. He's around even money. You wouldn't get rich by backing him, but he's obviously got a big chance. 5 runners from Aidan O'Brien. Possibly the best might be Battler Marengo or maybe Rule of the World with Ryan Moore on board. And we also have one from the David Watchman yard, Galileo Rock, who finished good third in the Sandown Derby trial there last month in Sandown. So that was a good performance. Certainly should be an Irish winner. Let's hope it is, and I do hope to see Down Approach win and confirm himself as an outstanding horse.
Absolutely. So some brilliant racing to look forward to this weekend. If you'd like any more information on the racing, you can go to goracing.ie or you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Go Racing. Go online. GoRacing.ie. Horse Racing Ireland's official website.